Hey, let me ask you to do something, please, especially my brothers and sisters in the Lord. Don't be a bully. Please, don't be a bully. Now, don't check out here and think, I'm never a bully, I'm a nice guy. Just hear me out on this, because I think there are lots of times when we're more guilty of it than we realize. Usually when we think of bullying, we think of the big, strong guy beating up on the little guy. The athlete's table picking on the nerds. But there's some other forms of bullying. There's mental bullying. Have you ever been a victim of this, where the smart guys at school, the guys that are going to MIT or RPI or wherever, and they're like, well, I'm so much more intelligent than you. And they'll do their best to make you feel like you're lower, like you're just not that smart, that you're actually a dummy. And not to use that term in a negative way, but that's what their whole idea is, to make you feel like you're just like a wooden figure, that you're not that smart. There's the physical bullying we said. There's also social bullying. The popular people that want to let you know you're not as popular as they are. They have all the friends, you don't, and they're going to rub it in. That's bullying. There's the emotional bullying. Those people that know what really hurts you. They know those pains that you deal with, those things that are so hard for you to get over, and they just constantly hit those. That's bullying. But there's another kind of bullying I've found, and that's spiritual bullying, and that may be the worst. That is when those who claim to know Christ put themselves out as being superior to Christ. And I'm not talking about having convictions. I'm not talking about biblical convictions. I'm talking about things like, well, I'm more spiritual than you because I don't care about the pandemic. I'm going to worship anyway. And if you don't, you're wrong. I'm talking about those that say, I'm going to come to worship and I'm trusting God, so I'm not going to wear a mask because I don't believe I have to. Now, again, I don't want to get into the whole debate about the mask and all that stuff, but what I want to do with that is think about it. Does it hurt us to do things like wear a mask, to distance ourselves from others, to give some, especially those who may have a compromised immune system themselves or in their family, to give them some comfort so they too can join us in worship? Our church, like many churches, we've worked hard in the last few years to make our church more handicap accessible, adding ramps and lifts and stuff like that. Now, I don't think any of us would propose putting speed bumps on our handicapped ramps so that those of us that can walk up them a little more easily. That'd be ridiculous. But when we say that we're not going to make some concessions, as in giving distancing or wearing a mask, then we're saying by the same token, I don't care if it makes it more difficult for you to come in and worship. These are my rights. These are what I want. These are the things I want, and that's what I'm going to do. Scripture talks about this. In Philippians 2, verse 2, it says, complete my joy of being the same mind, having the same love, being of full accord of one mind. One of my favorites is 1 Corinthians 10:24, which says, let no one seek his own good, but the good of his neighbor. And there are several others, but probably my favorite of this is Romans 12:10, which says, love one another with brotherly affection. Outdo one another in showing love. So let's outdo one another in showing love. If your church, or if you're part of our church and you're regathering, not restarting, but regathering, think about those that have some concerns. Think about those who are dealing with things during this pandemic, and don't bully them into your way of thinking. Let's outdo them or anyone else in showing love. If it means wearing a mask, wear a mask. If it means giving some distance, give some distance. Above all, on either side of it, if it means showing a little grace, show some grace. Let's not be a bully of any type, but let's just love people like crazy. Again, strange days, let's make them strangely wonderful by the way we love one another.